with the way how the query segment works, we will be actually shooting live queries that come in from our viewers, and you will need to give either a fundamental take or the technical take based on their time horizon. So let me get going. Let me get going with the query segment. And the first query that we've got is from Arvind, and he wants to know about CAMS and HDFC AMC. He's saying that these both of these counters seem to be on a downward fall right now. So he wants to know about both of these counters, either CAMS or HDFC AMC. Avinash, what's your take on these counters? No doubt they've been seeing a sharp decline of late. Do you think that it makes sense for Arvind to look at these counters and stay put with his holding if he's already has some sort of an exposure?
Yeah, Cheryl, I think as far as CAMS is concerned, I think it is a market monopoly. In fact, it's a company which basically is a registrar for all the mutual funds in India and controls about 75% of the market. So I think, if the investor has got a time horizon of at least 18 to 24 months, I think he should hold on, considering the fact that this is an annuity kind of business. And looking at the kind of growth in SIPs in the mutual fund basket, this stock will definitely do well. There is a near-term kind of short-term underperformance in the stock, but my sense is that SIPs as a percentage of the total mutual fund basket are going to grow, and this is definitely going to benefit a company like CAMS because there's hardly any competition for them, and that is the main reason the markets are willing enough to wait patiently as the long-term story remains intact. And as far as SDFC AMC is concerned, I think there's quite a lot of underperformance from this company, considering that a lot of SIPs have closed down. Secondly, markets have been very volatile. But my sense is that SDFC AMC has a very profitable business model. It enjoys a very asset-light business, and most importantly, when markets boom and when flows increase, the business definitely flourishes significantly. So I think somebody who's got a position in SDFC AMC should at least take a 2 to 3 year kind of time horizon, because these stocks are not going to be attractive on a 1 year rolling basis. So I would believe that if the investor has got a 2 to 3 year kind of time frame, then he should hold on. He could definitely expect a significant upside here, considering the fact that it's a market leader and the opportunity to grow in the next 2 to 3 years is quite significant. So I would suggest please hold on to both the shares, provided your view is medium to long term.
Gentlemen, just a reminder, I've got at least 100 queries in front of me right now on my screen, so keep your answers a little shorter so that we can accommodate as many as possible. Heyman, I'm coming to you on the next one. Ashwin has bought Vodafone Idea at levels of 13.05 and wondering whether he can average it at this price. Should he do so?
High risk, nothing much happening, but longer term point of view, worst is over. Levels to watch 9.5 and 7. Resistance 12.5, 13.80, 15. So high risk, but yes, an average can be considered, but sub 10, Alex.
Right. This one also for you, Heyman, and this one is from Niranjana. Is it good time to enter Tata Steel for a very short term? Even Vijaya has a similar question. She also wanted to know about Tata Steel, whether she can look to enter this particular counter. What's your take, Heyman? Makes sense to enter Tata Steel right now for the short term?
Cheryl, I'd say a no to that. The correction is not yet over. We walked into an intermediate correction for the past 6 months and continues. So from a medium or longer term point of view, yes. Short term, no, because one, there aren't any technical reversals in sight. All the indicators are in sell mode. If he does want to take a contra trade, we're at 11.28. I'd take it at 1050, Cheryl.
Okay. Heyman, I'm coming back to you on Sundaram Fasteners. And we've got a viewer tuning in from Kerala. He's from Trivandrum, Krishnan. And he's saying that he wants to buy for the long term. He's thinking of buying 1,000 shares. Should he do so right now, or should he do it incrementally?
Incrementally, because the stock seems to have posted an intermediate top. We seem to be on the cusp of slipping into correction. I'm saying cusp because it's a Monday and I'm looking at the weekly chart, so we need these on a Friday. So levels where he can buy in bits and pieces: 800, 760, 720. Alex.
Okay, this one is from Peyton Picard, and he wants to know whether it's a good time to enter DV's laboratories for the longer term. His time horizon is around 5 to 10 years. What's your take, Avinash, on DV's laboratory? Sharp decline coming in on that counter today. Nevertheless, it's recovered from those lows. But what's your take? Makes sense to enter right now?
Yeah, I think, Cheryl, one can definitely look at it from a longer term perspective. I believe that this kind of crack in the share price is a short term phenomenon. The company has a very strong balance sheet, a very good business model, and hopefully FY23 should be a lot better. So I think definitely he should acquire more and look at least the next 12 to 18 months for a fairly good amount of risk reward, from the current price level.
Okay. Reliance Industries is something that we discussed earlier on the show. Avinash said that he has a buy on the stock right now with, if I'm not mistaken, 2,700 on the charts, on the cards in not too long, within a year, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm coming to you, Heyman, on the short term. We've got a question coming in from, oh, well, I've lost his name, but Ravi is asking whether it can be bought for the short term.
I would break up the short term into 2 days, 2 weeks. If it's 2 weeks, yes, we are at 2449. One can buy it at around 2420. Stop loss of 2380. Target of 2500. Couple of days not yet, because I think the reliance in the market will synchronize a turnaround, which should happen today or tomorrow. Alex.
All right, this one is from Harsh Ranjan, and he's saying that he's a value investor and he's invested in Mahanagar Gas at the levels of 860 rupees per share for 5 years. He wants to know the view on valuations. Avinash, could you shed some light on Mahanagar Gas? Harsh is a value investor.
Yeah, I think, Cheryl, Mahanagar Gas is one of the cheapest, city gas distribution stocks if one compares it to Gujarat Gas or Indraprastha Gas. And the best part is it's a net cash company, virtually no debt on the books, a very steady business. And in fact, previous couple of months back, they've taken a price increase. I would not be surprised that margins could see a significant increase. And despite the fact that there are many new players now likely to enter the city gas distribution segment, the best part is this is a 25-year-old company. So assets are fully depreciated, and I think, if one has the patience, one could see levels of again 1050, 1100 in the next 18 odd months. So I think it's a good bet for the longer term and a very steady business. So definitely one can look at buying at the current level.
Okay, Avinash, interesting question coming in next from Romil Shah, asking about GMR Infra now trading as a pure play airports business on the exchanges. Would you say that it's a good bet for the long term, something that you can get into right now?
Alex, I think, see, if you have a 2 year plus kind of horizon, then definitely the airport business is a very good opportunity, because my sense is that this is going to be like a monopoly business. And obviously, this business has got very high entry barriers, very, solid EBITDA margins. And once this business is focused and independent, then I think you're going to see a lot of interest coming in from a lot of institutional as well as FI investors. So I think if you have a time frame of at least 2 years plus, then I think it would definitely make sense to get into this business, because very few companies could possibly get into this business, and this business growth, has got tremendous scalability forward. So yes, from a longer term perspective, one can accumulate this stock.
All right, this one is from Lalita Kumari, is holding SBI cards at the level of 900 rupees per share, saying that she can hold on for more 8 years. Can't do averaging, so should I sell or hold? What's your take coming in on this one, Avinash? SBI cards, do you think that it makes sense for Lalita Kumari to hold on to this particular counter? No doubt they will be reporting their Q3 earnings later today as well.
My guess is that, with the rise in the UPI segment, there is a kind of a uncertainty which is floating around, considering that whether credit cards as a segment could get impacted. But I think somebody who's looking at the next 2 to 3 years horizon definitely stay invested here. Our sense is that this is one of the subsidiaries of SBI, and definitely because of that, it has a very strong parentage, a very good geographical network. So I think only if you have a 2 to 3 year kind of time frame, please hold on, because in the near term challenges will come. New fintech startups as well as UPI transactions have made credit cards slightly unattractive, but longer term this business would definitely survive. So I would suggest the investor to hold on. Please be patient, and longer term, definitely the stock will reward you.
Okay. Hemin, this is a question coming in from Denny, who's writing in from the UK. He's got an SBI January call at a strike of 520, one lot. Should he hold or exit this position?
So we've got 72 hours to do something about it. I'd say keep a cash market stop loss at 495. Banks have shown relative strength, haven't broken the bottom like the Nifty has, and so has State Bank. Assumption is that we bounce. The 3-day time frame is very restrictive. So keep a cash market stop loss at 495. That breaks exit. Otherwise, hold on. I think a bounce is around the corner, but I'm not sure whether that happens till Thursday.
All right, this one is coming in from Shailaja. She's holding V-Guard at the levels of around 269 rupees per share. She wants to know whether she should continue to hold on to it or exit her position in V-Guard. What's your take, Eamon?
If you got a time frame of 2 years or more, it's a hold. If it's a medium-term view, I think it's a sell because it looks weak on all parameters. The weekly chart, monthly chart, lower top, lower bottoms, below important moving averages. And we're on the cusp of breaking 218, which is important, has been in the last 1.5 years. So honestly, holding for two years, hold, otherwise it's a sell.
All right. Now, you witnessed a sell-off in risk assets, and particularly the new age ones are getting battered, whether it is a Netflix globally or you're talking about a Zomato that's lost a lot of ground now. Rekha is asking about Zomato specifically. Avinash, would you suggest that the current levels are decent to enter for about a year or more than that?
I think, Alex, as far as Zomato is concerned, I think it is a startup, and I don't think within 1 year one could expect a significant kind of re-rating or an upside year. I think unless the investor has got a time frame of at least 2 to 3 years, this price may not look attractive because the markets would definitely now look at operating profitability more closely because most of these companies are trading on price to sales. What revenue they generate. So I would believe that if the time frame is longer, then it's worthwhile to put your money now at least a 2 to 3 year horizon. Within 1 year, I'm not sure whether one could expect a decent upside here.
All right, this one is from Bharat Makija, and he's holding IGL at the levels of 513 rupees per share. He wants to average his investment. Wants your views on the same. What's your take, Hemen? IGL holding from 513 rupees per share. Do you think he can look to average currently?
Actually, Cheryl, stop loss should have got triggered at 470. Having said that, 438 was the support, that's gone. The next support comes in at 400 and 380. So if he's going to average, I don't see any technical reasons for him to average. It's a sell on all counts. Oversold, yes, because it's come up from 600. But so a contra call, I would suggest at 380, not at current levels, Cheryl.
All right. I'm looking at Polycab, Hemen, and we've got a question coming in from Hitesh Ahuja, who's writing in from New Delhi. If I look at the 6-month chart, it's gained tremendously, but of late it's been dropping a little bit, right? So he's asking, how would you look at the charts right now? Has it hit its peak, or do you think there's potential upside from this point?
Caveat emptor. Little bit of a warning simply because I have data of 2 years. Longer the data, I would be able to take a more holistic, longer term view. Having said that, it's flatter to deceive, Alex. We gave a breakout from a 14-week trading range, gave a breakout and we slipped back in. So the long-term charts seem intact, not a problem. Near term, the flip-flop has proved expensive. So yes, if you're taking a short-term view, it's peaked. If you're taking a medium-term view, maybe it is peaked. Long term, it remains sacrosanct. Uptrend is intact.
All right. This one is coming in from Rajiv Ranjan, and he already has Birla Soft from the levels of 560 rupees per share. He's saying he has a time horizon of about 5 years. So he wants to know what are the key levels to watch out for Birla Soft. Hemen, would you be able to help him out with this one? What are the key technical levels that Rajiv should watch out for Birla Soft?
Okay, we just recently posted a fresh all-time high, Cheryl. So there's no past history to come out with levels for the next 5 years. Yeah, but whatever we have, support levels, Cheryl, comes in at 440, 380, 340, and 280. Resistance comes in at 520, and a recent all-time high posted of 585.85. Cheryl.
Okay, gentlemen, it's time to hit the rapid fire segment, and just a quick pointer as to how this works. Hemen, Avinash will throw questions at you, request you to please give a concise answer. If you can give us a buy, sell, hold, avoid, that is more than enough. I will take the first question to you, Avinash. Sundaram Fasteners is the name of the counter. This, I believe, is an auto ank play. We've got a question coming in from Krishnan. Would you suggest a fresh entry?
I would prefer a hold, and fresh buying should be advised only at lower levels. So buy on declines would be the strategy.
All right, this one is coming in from Natarajan Ramesh. Wants to know that whether he can enter Galaxy Surfactant at current levels. His time horizon is 1 year. What's your take, Avinash?
I think clearly, current levels offer a reasonable risk reward. So I think he can buy in small quantities and keep a time frame of at least 12 to 15 odd.
Hemen, any view on the very short term for IRCTC? Manish is asking up till budget, but I think that might be too short.
I'd say the sell. Lower top, lower bottom, below 55-day EMA. Sell.
All right, this one is from Maleshwar saying he's holding Thyrocare at the levels of 1,323 rupees per share. Should he hold or exit? What's your take, Heme?
Exit.
Okay. The next one is coming in on MRF for the long term. Avinash, would you suggest that this is the best investment to make in the tire space?
I would believe that, as far as the tire space is concerned, I think it's better to bet on Apollo tires. MRF seems to be quite expensive, and I think the risk reward in Apollo tires is much better than MRF.
All right, this next one is from coming in from he's not actually mentioned his name. He wants to know what should he do with Wipro stocks. He's already in 17% loss. What should he do, Avinash?
See, I would believe that if the time horizon is at least a year, then I think he should hold on, because 5G is going to be a big opportunity. So I would prefer that he hold on, don't book a loss as of.
Okay. Hemen as well as Avinash, thank you so much for being so patient and for sharing the advice that you did. It's been useful to a lot of people. Appreciate it, and always a pleasure speaking with you. On that note, we are slipping into a short break, but there's more on the other side, so do stay tuned.